So, Georgia, obviously the cladding and the gas pipes have been installed about a decade ago, and yet people were only recently told they had to leave their homes in emergency. These things have been missed for 10 years. Why should people trust you now that it's safe to return home?
Throughout this whole process, resident safety has been our number one concern. We've acted on the advice of fire services, we've worked with them the whole way along this process, and we've listened to their advice that it is safe for residents to move home, and we've gone over and above what they've asked of us, and we're working with independent building control to make sure that this building is safe for people to move in. And I wouldn't have asked anyone to move in if I hadn't have had that reassurance from the fire services and from other councils.
People are saying, how is it safe to have glass in a fire door?
This is Georgian white glass. Georgian white glass is a recognised industry standard for giving you armor protection. Yeah. That's why the wire's in it, so it doesn't shatter. Yeah. The melting point of glass is fairly high. The problem with glass is that it will shatter in a fire. This will shatter. This maintains its integrity. Yeah. And gives you a viewing panel, so that if I open this door, coming in here, or if I, let's just let that
yes.
go. Yeah. If I come down those stairs as an evacuating resident, and I see someone lying on that floor, yeah, I've got a chance of warning someone to try and get them out. Yeah, that's a solid door. Don't have that opportunity.
Can you recognise the lack of trust that some people are feeling in public bodies at the moment, in Camden Council particularly?
Of course, and I think that I've said a lot that Grenfell changes everything, and it shouldn't have taken Grenfell to put these issues front and centre. It really shouldn't. People had been living in a block that had the same issues the week before as they did when we had to evacuate. I completely understand there are questions to be answered, and that's why I've said we're going to do an independent review to look into all the circumstances around this. But our focus has been on getting these blocks safe for people to move back in as quickly as possible, and we've worked with the fire services to do that.
You don't know from one compartment to the next what you're walking into. Yeah, you could be walking into smoke filter, you could be walking into some other obstacle. Yeah, it gives you that opportunity to do that.
So the doors that replace these will also have?
All will have viewing panels. Yeah. They'll all be done to, well, actually above the current standards. The problem that we had with these was that these are a vertical shaft between this wall and the outside panel. There's a gap. And that's a vertical shaft down from this floor above, this floor below. So we had to come up with a suitable detail to make sure that these are properly fire protected. These are now fire stopped with rock wool insulation. Then I have 2 layers of fireboard underneath this. A layer of fireboard here, rock wool insulation behind that, layer of fireboard here, then a layer of fireboard up there, and then more rock wool insulation up here. That completely encapsulates that opening to make sure that fire cannot get from the flats below, corridors below, up into this area, or interfere with the mechanisms of the opening vent. You've got cable penetrations vertically through the floor slab here, yeah, quite obvious. Very, very difficult to try and get a proper compartmentation through each individual cable as it goes through that floor. So what we do is we build up a fire protecting mattress, this blanket, yeah, which is in rock wool, then with an intumescent mastic over the top of that, and then intumescent paste. That completely seals and encapsulates all of those cables before they get through that floor.
So the critical thing on that Friday that the fire services said to me was that it was the combination of the discovery of the cladding, which we discovered late on Wednesday had this external panelling that was potentially combustible, combined with some of these internal works that made that building unsafe and the need to evacuate. In the past, we have had checks, issues were identified, and we were given a year to work on some of those issues. There's a programme of works around that, but it was the cladding that made it an immediate issue that needed evacuation.